welcome back to the Craft Parenting Podcast, the podcast with about two Cincinnati craft beer lovers with a parenting problem. I am your host, Caroline, and with me I have a guest.
Excuse you.
Oh, sorry. I was used to doing this all by myself.
Oh, yeah. You did it once by yourself, twice by yourselves.
And not in a row.
No, not in a row at all.
This is Joe. I'm Caroline. Hi. Do you want to say all that stuff so you can get it out of your system? Is this weird? Does it feel wrong?
It feels very wrong. We are the Craft Parenting Podcast, a podcast about two Cincinnati craft beer lovers with a parenting problem. And we are back once more after almost falling asleep.
Yeah. And taking time out of our busy Christmas preparations.
And we are back to talk about the Higher Gravity Beervent calendar, day 23, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
The show notes.
Oh, you know.
You should unlock your phone like this, so people can tell how to unlock it.
Nope. I already did that once. Apparently, I went back and I tried to blur it. I don't know if it worked.
I'll let you know when I watch it next week.
So we are talking about the Higher Gravity Beervent calendar. If you want to know what that is, if you want to know what Beervent is, you want to know what Higher Gravity is, you can go back in the feed. We posted a video / episode all about that on December 1st, 2023. But without further ado, what is beer 23 of the Higher Gravity Beervent calendar?
It's a returning beer.
It's a returning beer.
Because it is holiday. Return of the Mac.
Oh, man.
It is a pistachio and vanilla cream coffee blonde.
I'm excited for this one.
The description's on the side of the can. So do you want to pour and then I'll read the description? And I can just vamp about Return of the Mac for a second.
Yeah, do that.
So Return of the Mac is from Streetside Brewing, which is a local brewery to Cincinnati. And the head brewer, one of the founding people of Streetside, he's not the head brewer anymore, if he was. Garrett, his, at the time, fiance, wasn't super into beer. So he made these beers for her.
That was not even at all.
That was not judging you.
I mean, you had an entire beer to yourself the other day, so.
I did, but we discussed it. It was planned, kind of. So, Holiday Return of the Mac is a coffee blonde with coffee, pistachio, and vanilla. Toasty, cozy flavors of sweet pistachio and rich vanilla cream paired with the finest Mostra espresso roast coffee, pistachio, and vanilla cream. Return of the Mac is our latest exclusive for Higher Gravity's Beervent calendar. So this is an exclusive. Return of the Mac has turned into a series inspired by Garrett, our managing brewer's wife's favorite drinks at Starbucks. And now you get to enjoy them in beer form.
Does it say Starbucks?
It does say Starbucks.
Because they can't say Starbucks.
No, and because people say that they get their Starbucks and walk around Target. Well, they say Target, but I say Target.
Target is the correct pronunciation.
Yeah, and Chevois.
Yes.
Though apparently at some point they redid the sign for the Cheviot exit and spelled it Chevois. And nobody noticed it for a hot second.
Say that again. The exit sign for Chevois.
Yeah. So instead of it being CHEVIOT, it was
on
OIT.
74.
Yeah. I'll have to find a link.
Doesn't
and
it just say North Bend?
It says North Bend and Cheviot.
Oh.
Except it said Chevois.
But isn't the spelling the same?
No, they spelled it wrong. That was a thing. So instead of it being CHEVIOT, it was CHEVOIT.
Oh.
So they spelled it wrong, so it looked more like Chevois than Cheviot.
Okay. Is it still up there?
No, they fixed it.
Oh, was this recent?
Yes, but I don't know how recent.
Oh, okay. Well, as you can see, or maybe you can't see.
If you're on the YouTubes, you can see.
This is a golden blonde beer.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty see-through. It has quite a bit of bubbles going on. You can see the bubbles releasing. The head is basically gone.
But it was white.
Yeah, but that's probably because of the salt from the pistachios. Or is there salt in the pistachios, maybe? The oil?
Maybe the oil from the pistachios. I'm getting some pistachio and some vanilla and a little bit of roasty. I'm really enjoying this. I would like more of this. I am going to need you to pay more attention to their Return of the Mac beers now.
Yeah, I do get roastiness. It kind of tastes like it can kind of taste like the coarse coffee almost.
Mm-hmm.
But there's obviously no coffee in it, like coffee grounds in it. But I can almost taste like,
The fine grit.
yeah, like it was in there. Kind of like when you, like if something is in like a stainless steel container,
Mm-hmm.
you can taste the stainless steel.
Yeah.
A little bit. So I can kind of taste the coffee.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah. Let's see. Pistachio. I don't really eat pistachios, so I don't know what that necessarily tastes like.
Getting a little bit of pistachio. Lily can tell you all about them because apparently she loves them.
Yeah, your mom brings them over. What's the other flavor?
Coffee and vanilla.
Yeah, to me the coffee is a bit overpowering, so I don't necessarily get the vanilla.
I get the sweetness.
Yeah, it's sweet. No, that might be where the vanilla comes from, but it's good. This is a good beer. I love this beer. So this is our second blonde coffee of the Beervent.
It is. There was one day 2, and now this is one day 23.
Yeah.
And they both had different flavor profiles. I don't exactly remember what the flavor profile was of it was Snow Day.
Yes.
From Esoteric.
Yeah. I don't remember. I don't think it was just a coffee blonde, but
It might have just been a coffee blonde.
probably with like vanilla or something in it. But
we drank it the same day that we drank day 1, which was just like a flavor bomb. So it's hard to remember exactly what.
Yeah, this is good.
That's it.
Did you say the ABV?
It is 5.5%.
5.5%. It's very drinkable.
Mm-hmm.
Very fresh. It was
It is.
canned on November 11th, 2023. So it's very fresh. And we're going to learn more about the brewery.
That was November 7th.
What did I say?
You said 11th. At least you didn't say July 11th. I could forgive you for July 11th.
November 7th.
November 7th, yeah. So, do you want to talk about Streetside?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's talk about Streetside.
So, about Streetside Brewery. In November 1788, the intersection of a dream and a pioneering spirit ignited Benjamin Stites and 26 others to found the settlement of, quote, Columbia, end quote, along the banks of the Ohio near the Little Miami River. Now known as Columbia, Tusculum, Streetside Brewery is proud to be rooted in Cincinnati's oldest neighborhood. With the same industrious energy, the Hickey family, Streetside Brewery founders, and residents of Columbia, Tusculum strives to provide a down-to-earth experience with a selection of exceptional craft beer that's as diverse and original as the community they serve. Streetside Brewery beers run the gamut from IPAs and wheats to lagers and stouts, and specialty beers are featured seasonally. The taproom also spotlights guest taps to support fellow local breweries. And it's been a hot second since we've been to Streetside.
It has. It's on the east side of Cincinnati, in Columbia, Tusculum, as you said. It's not super east side.
It's not super, super.
So it's not
I used to work near it, but it was before they existed.
Yeah, it's not super far out of the way. But it's we passed it to go to 50 West the other day.
We did.
So we could have gone. The thing I remember about Streetside is the thing that probably was a differentiator for them, like right out of the gate, was their breakfast cereal beer.
Yes.
That was a weird one that no one does. Kind of like Listerman's peanut butter stout. No one does that. That was a differentiator for them as well, for Listerman. But I remember going there for the first time, and we had to get the breakfast cereal.
Yeah.
Was it an IPA? I guess
It might have been.
I don't know if they still have it.
They might. I didn't really look at their current tap list.
Yeah, but that was a big deal for them when they first started. And then, of course, they have Demogorgon Day, which is their big stout.
Barrel-aged series.
Yeah. And they have different variants. It's on par with, like, Dark Charge Day and, I guess...
Family Traditions, sure.
Family Traditions, yeah. At Sonder. And they were one of the... Also... back when before COVID, bottle share culture, people would line up for their releases.
Yeah,
That was one of the breweries where people would line up. They probably still do, but not in the same capacity.
Yeah, it's not the same, but people still do line up.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about two of the people on their website, and it's just going to be the brewing team. Mostly just because I want to talk about the second guy. But Garrett has a really impressive resume. He was a graduate of Brew Lab in Sunderland, England, with high honors. Garrett has taken a home brewing hobby and turned it into a career. He has brewed professionally at Maxim Brewery, Three Kings Brewery, and a number of other breweries in England, as well as Le Brewatory in Portland, Oregon, and Rivertown Brewing Company in Cincinnati. So he's like done a lot. And that was before like brewing in the States. It was pretty common to actually have some kind of brewing degree or certification. Because now, Cincy State has a brewing course. And that's where
it's a degree. It's not just a course.
Yeah, sorry, a degree. They have a degree. But then James Schumann is their brewer. On a foggy night at Streetside, a James wandered out from the wilds. We showed him how we beer, and he began to beer with us. He made his nest back behind the barrels and made his home here with us. We nourish the James with a healthy portion of Metallica's first 3 albums as he continues to beer peacefully. Some say that if you hold your glass just so, peering through its contents and into the production facility, you may catch a glimpse of the James while he beers future beer. Or perhaps it was just a shadow, just the wind.
Alrighty then.
That is a great creative writing exercise. Or like,
I guess.
As soon as they said that they nurture him with a healthy portion of Metallica's first 3 albums, I was like, I giggled and I was like, I cannot show Joe any of this. And I need to read it on air.
I do like Metallica's first 3 albums.
Yeah.
Really anything from the 80s. I think they have 4. Is that right? I should
Wait. Anything from the 80s specific to Metallica or just in general?
Specific. I was specifically talking about Metallica.
Because I was going to start listing off 80s things that I knew that you didn't like just because I could. Though it wasn't today. It was yesterday. I bought Little Kings and I had to show my ID. And she's like, do you have your ID on you? And I'm like, yeah. And as I'm pulling it out, I was like, I'm old enough where I shopped at Blockbuster by myself. And she giggled. And then she looked at my ID and she said, you're still younger than my kids, though.
How old was this person?
Like our parents' age. So, I mean, that tracks. Maybe a little bit older than our parents, I guess.
Okay. I guess you didn't go through like the self-checkout.
No, I really try to avoid self-checkout when I have a lot of things.
Okay, yeah.
Because I like
have
it
a lot
when
of
they
things.
bag my items for me.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to say about Streetside or this beer?
We need to go back there. And I need more of this beer.
Well,
Or more of their Starbucks beers.
Starbucks?
Yeah. Because this has turned into a series featuring her favorite drinks. My drinks are not this complicated, though.
They're just making fun of the vanilla and pistachio. I've never had a pistachio drink at Starbucks.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't bought a drink at Starbucks in a hot second. And it was the honey citrus mint tea. I need to see if I have any free stars, and I can try to use that this weekend. Because Christmas!
Yeah.
I'm tired already.
I'm tired of thinking about it. We have 4 Christmases to go to. 5.
1, 2, 5. Yeah.
5 Christmas.
5 over 8 days. 6 if we include Brian's party.
I was not including Brian's party, but
I mean, it is an experience, so it probably counts as something.
it's an experience where we're gonna not overdo it.
I mean, we got to be at church at 9:30 the next morning. So
Yeah.
last night, I had a piece of paper where I wrote down the next 8 days. Actually, I think it's like the next 10 days.
It's wild.
And all of the things that we had on our calendar.
Oh, it's from now until the new year.
Yeah, it's now until January 1st.
However
And
many days that is.
yeah. And then it was like, oh, hey, yeah, this is when we're going to do this at this person's house. I'm like, okay, let me add it to my list. And then once I had where we were supposed to be when, I pulled up the mass calendar and was like, which one of these things can we go to? Let's figure this out.
Yeah.
So we're going to 2 different churches in the same day to get all of our mass requirements for the weekend.
That's right.
Yep.
We're going to be good Catholics.
Yeah. But they changed all the mass times.
Well, they do that every year.
It's annoying, though. So Christmas morning, we're not going to mass because we're going to go to mass. Then Christmas Eve night to count for Christmas morning because your options are 8 a.m., 9 a.m., or 10 a.m. There's no way we're going to get to church by 10 a.m. if we got to unwrap presents and get everybody ready to get out the door with food in their bellies. And I can't just be like, hey, kids, look at the tree, and then leave.
Oh, yeah.
Because then I got to pick all the presents up so the dogs don't destroy them while we abandon them to go to church. Because our dogs like to...
Just one dog in particular.
I'm not sure. I caught Clara with the book at one point. So it's either the one that gets really hungry or it's the one that has separation anxiety and Joe is their emotional support human.
I am. Yeah.
She doesn't care if I'm home. She barks like a maniac. She's only calm when Joe's home.
That's right.
So like Joe goes to work in the office and I come home from work and she's yelling at me for 3 hours until Joe gets home. And I'm like, homegirl, I don't know what you want me to do. He ain't here. I am. Deal with it.
Well, she's not even down here.
She's not. She's
A very bad producer.
spending more time in our bed than I do.
But we need to wrap this up.
Yep. And we need to go to Streetside soon.
All right. So if you like this episode, make sure you
Slam that like button. Smash subscribe. Ring that notification bell. I'm pretending like Joe's hair is the notification bell
yeah.
for those listening on the podcast. And if you're on the podcast platform, give us 5 stars. If you like this episode, sweet. Tell us about it. If you don't like this episode, listen to like 10 more and make sure at least 5 of them are not Beervent episodes. And then tell us which one you like the best and why. Because if you don't like this one, then you probably wouldn't like the rest of the Beervent ones. I don't know. You do you, boo. And I am at Caroline Creates Crafts.
I'm at Craft Parenting Joe on Instagram.
Yep. And you can find us at Craft Parenting Podcast on most major social media platforms. I think all the major social media platforms and some of the not major ones as well. I have a social media manager.
Facebook, Instagram, X. And
Why are we talking about your ex?
Twix.
Now I want chocolate. I can rate the
YouTube,
Christmas stuff.
YouTube, and Rumble.
Yep.
That's what we're on. And it's too much to handle. So we will be back tomorrow and to see what day 24 brings.
Woo!